Alright, y'all. So we're going to make a little base for this droid. He's pretty easy to tip over, so I want to make a little stand he can stand on. This is a little droid I made a while back. A little power droid from Tatooine with some dirt on him. So we're just going to make him a little base. This is medium weight chipboard. You can get this stuff on Amazon. They sell it pretty cheap. Or you can just scavenge the back of a notepad. Take the cardboard out of there. It's the same thing. Okay, so first of all we're going to place him in a spot I want him in. Then I'm just going to kind of draw a little platform around him. Nothing too massive. That ought to give him a nice little base. Okay, so now that we've got that done, we're going to cut this out. And you could probably just as easily cut this out with an X-Acto like I've done before, but for this case we're just going to kind of cut this out. I've got some curved Lexan scissors here that I'm using. And I'll cut it a bit bigger so I don't have so much to mess with. This corner here, so I'll go up like that, and I'm just going to kind of grab it along there. Try not to make this video too long, but we got a bit of work to do, so I don't want this to take forever. Alright, so get that on. Almost done. On there like that. Cut out your rough shape, and then once you have your rough shape cut, we're gonna cut we're gonna file it down a little bit just to smooth out some of the cut edges. We got some cut edges there, so we're just gonna kind of file that off, and we're also chamfering the edge a little bit just to knock that straight edge off of there a bit. Alright, so and I've got a half round file here, just a cheap file from Craftsman from Sears that I've had for years and years. Alright, so we're going to straighten that edge out a little bit, chamfer it off there. Just so we got a little bit of a rounded edge, nothing too drastic. And then we're going to go just to smooth it out. Make sure we don't have any burrs there. Alright, nothing too fuzzy. A little bit more chamfer there. Alright. So we're just knocking the fur off here just a bit. And this guy sits on top of my other workstation table, so his stand can be a little bit big. But that's it right there. Okay. So get rid of this little fuzz there. Alright. Quick little run around to get rid of all the excess. Okay. So he's going to go right there. So now for this stand, what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue him to the base. And I'm going to glue the whole base, and then I'm going to set him on the base, and we're going to add some rocks in order largest to smallest. So I've got some rocks here from the dollar store. I got some sand. I got that at the dollar store too. And then I've got some coarse ballast, which I'm going to, which I got from the hobby store. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so now we're going to get our little glue stand out here that we made. We're just going to cover this base in glue. I like to use tacky glue. It's my favorite kind of glue. And we're going to be a bit generous here. And then we're going to take a... Let's see, do I got an Amazon card anywhere? Go grab me an Amazon card real quick. Okay, so I don't see an Amazon card, but we're just going to do the next best thing. I'm just going to use another piece of this chipboard. I'm just going to kind of get this whole thing covered here. We'll go pretty close to the edge, that way we got coverage everywhere on it. And I like using this glass surface because I can get glue on it and don't have to worry about messing up my mat. And then if I want to cut stuff, I usually take that to the mat. Alright, that's that. Okay, now for him, we're just going to set him on the glue. There's plenty there to glue him to it, so not really a big deal. Okay, next we're going to take some of these bigger rocks, and I want to kind of just flick some on there, like so. No big deal, just a little here and there. Alright. Tatooine is mostly sand, but there are some areas that are kind of rocky, so that'll work. Alright, now we're going to take our next sand size. I'm just going to take a few of these in my hand here, and I'm just going to sprinkle those kind of about like so. Alright. Now, you could do this, I'm sure, other ways, but this is not too bad. Alright, so that's our medium sand. And while we've got that there, I'm going to kind of move this out of the way because I like to save this stuff if I can. It's not that it's expensive, but it's not cheap either, so if I can save it, that's even better. Dump it back in there, get it everywhere. Okay, now I'm just going to try and clear my table off a little bit so I can do the next step. And for this last step, we're just going to sprinkle some of this sand on here. Okay. Generous helping, we can afford it. I think this big old bag of sand was like $2 at the dollar store, so not really a major investment. I'm just going to tip him up a little bit so I can get some in there a little better. Hopefully he doesn't fall off of there. Tacky glue is pretty quick. Usually it works, takes about 20 minutes for it to dry, and it'll be dry enough for you to kind of mess with it without having too much trouble. Alright, we're going to turn him. So we got some more sand over there, and then we're going to sand like that. Okay, and now I'm going to set him back down. I'm going to pat this down a little bit so I can make sure that the sand all got in there. Alright, and then I'm going to try without spilling him. Alright, and there you go. So now we got a little sandy base for him he can sit on without too much trouble. And that's the end of the video. So that was a quick, easy little base. You can use this same method for a lot of different figures. I did Groot. So I did a Groot with just some coarse turf and then some rocks there and a little bit of lichen on the back. He was falling over a lot because his feet aren't even from the factory, so this was a nice little base for him. So you can do that with any terrain that you, or any minis that you have that don't have a base, or if they have a crappy base, you could always cut that base off. But anyway, thanks for watching, appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.